This is the first time I've ever clicked the go live button after 7. And we weren't even waiting on Brian. I was just writing stuff down. Skip just like went and plowed the door. Apparently he needs let out. Good timing, Skip. I spent not the last 10 minutes, but when I should have been getting everything organized, I spent 10 minutes chasing Skip around because he wouldn't listen. And to that, I'll go bullhead.
Bullhead.
I've seen Skip not listen for way longer than 10 minutes when we're on the river.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Skip.
He has gotten better. It used to be 20 minutes, and now we've condensed it down to 10. Brian, are you live? I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
That's because he's speaking into a hairdryer.
I like it.
He's going to sing his karaoke later.
Well, you'll hear yourself once it works. Skip. All right, I'm going to have to address this Skip issue. What do you want to dive into first, Ryan? Which one of these?
I want to dive into?
Well, I guess we should lay the groundwork of what's going on. The idea of this.
Oh, it's muted. That's why. Can you guys hear me now?
Now we got you.
Hey!
Wow, this podcast was so much better 30 seconds ago.
You didn't have the mute button on? Jesus Christ.
Why? You're so quiet. And it's the first time I've ever said, wow, Brian's so quiet.
I knew you were going to say that.
All right, we're going to crank you up to 200. But the whole idea was to bring on some people with some opinions to talk about like different sayings, different wives' tales in fishing, things like that.
Like once you go black, you never go back.
Wow.
He just went there right
way early in the podcast for that, Tazler. Jeez.
So it's just racist immediately.
That's not racist. That is something that has been said.
It's a shame that this is live.
I'm already getting roasted for being in bed.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right. Regroup.
Bobby's like, can I just go to bed?
I did fall asleep on a podcast one time.
I'm gonna go figure out what Skip's deal is. We'll go Walleye's fight like a wet rag because Brian's on here. Do you want to defend this? I was curious what direction you would go, so I'll be listening while Skip's pulling towels off the towel rack even.
Bro, Skip, chill, bro.
What an a-hole. All right.
Christ.
You guys duke that one out because walleyes do fight like a wet rag.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that, Spencer.
Now, on an ice rod, I'd have to disagree.
Yeah, because you're fighting a fish from a chode. So, of course, it's like a 32-inch chode in a shack. And you're like, oh, it's a nut. And then you're like, oh, it's a 12.5-inch walleye. Cut them and put them on the ice, baby. Let's go.
Which is way bigger than the 6-inch crappie I just got.
Bet you're probably going to put a circle hook in its back and catch a giant catfish, I would reckon.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We catching the real fish.
Yeah. Or a big largemouth, too. Big largemouth, I heard.
Those are also called bait.
Big catfish bait. I'm not even a catfisherman. I just repeat what I see on the internet, which is what most people do. And
that is correct. Yes.
One day you'll learn to catch real fish.
Well, guess what? I actually catch more flatheads over 50 pounds by accident than most guys that I know in this state that actually fish for them. So,
well, you caught more flatheads over 50 pounds than I've caught.
Tazler knows. I know Spencer knows. We just catch them on swim baits in early spring and late fall.
Crankbaits as well. A lot of guys around here.
Crankbaits in the fall, swim baits in the spring. We haven't had any big ones. I had like 2 over maybe 12 or 13 pounds, like fun size ones last fall that broke my heart because obviously, what did you think that do you think that I thought it was? 8-pound walleye.
13-pound walleye looked pretty sweet.
Nope.
I know exactly how this conversation transitioned to flatheads. Because they thump it just like a walleye. They fight just like a walleye.
Wow.
Yeah, there is something to that. But
Okay, we need to talk about the wet sock conversation.
Yeah, they stay heavy and throw you big head shakes, kind of like a walleye.
You have to catch a Green Bay walleye, Great Lakes walleye in general, before you start talking about the wet sock argument.
I would argue with that because I go to Erie. I'm actually going to Erie in May.
Boring. You're just catching them trolling, so of course they're a wet sock.
Yes.
You're just fucking reeling them in, and
Which it sucks because you're trolling around. All of a sudden, 3 rods go down, and everybody grabs a rod. You reel in a walleye.
But that plays well for you because you're used to watching rods waiting for them to bend over. Except in this situation, you're moving more than 0.5 miles an hour.
Yeah,
you still have planer boards
out. 0.5 to 1.5.
Right.
You get to see all the world.
I will say there is nothing more uninteresting in fishing than trolling for walleyes.
Okay, so what's the difference between drifting planer boards, Kevin Parks, planer boards, Parks Planers. Big shout out Kevin Parks.
Not even sponsored. What?
No, what's the difference between trolling and drifting planer boards for big blues?
Or one will be 100 pounds and one will be 10 pounds on a good day.
No, the bite, like you're dragging crawler harnesses for a walleye, and it's just like,
okay, but again, so we're talking to the walleye guy. I only pull bottom bouncers in May and June when I have to. Like the first bug hatch, midge fly hatch, or mayfly hatch happens, and it's like pre-shad spawn. I mean, that's just like mid-south bread and butter from North Dakota all the way down to Kansas. If you like, as a guide, when you want to put fish in the boat, you're pulling 4 rods with bottom bouncers, which is like fun for everyone because there's always action, even if it's a freaking sheephead. But like for me, like right now, we're casting and live scoping early spring, late fall, no trolling rods. So, but
no, I'm not knocking its effectiveness. Like that ain't it. It's just it's very melodramatic for any reason other than putting meat in the box. Like if I can catch them on a jig or a jerk bait or a lipless, like that's awesome, man. But when you're
so fortunate where you're at, like, or just the Iwegian part of you, like to go to the river, find the perfect channel bend, like those videos that you post when you're just pitching jigs and stuff. That's where it's at.
It's wonderful. And the only time of year I really target them is when that's the way to do it. Like for 2 reasons. One is once they start wanting to chase stuff more and the crankbait bite plays a little bit more. I mean, that's flathead time. So I'm flathead fishing, but when before the flatheads wake up and after the flatheads go to sleep, like that's when I'm walleye fishing, and that's just a great time. It's a great time to go. I know it's a good time
for sure. Well, I know you and Tasler went to was that the Iowa River? Or did you guys? It looked like the Wisconsin Dells, like the Wisconsin River, but I know it was in Iowa where you guys were, just like throwing up against a bluff wall type of thing. Tasler caught a few.
How do you know we were in Iowa?
I don't know. I'm just telling people all the wrong places to go.
Plastics.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know where the hell I'm going to end up, man. Like,
I'm just talking about landscape wise, like,
you nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah, we were on the Iowa River,
close to Wisconsin.
yeah,
exactly.
Right outside.
All right. So we've confirmed that walleyes do fight like a wet rag, and so do flatheads.
As if. Come on.
All right. You don't just I've been throwing a lot of quotation marks, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Walleye guy.
Some people call those spasms.
I have a tick. Anyway, but you fish for the hybrids. Fish that actually fight, and you're going to tell me a walleye compares to that?
Dun dun dun.
Crickets.
No,
I
it's
don't think he heard you.
Did you not hear
No,
me, Brandon?
I was trying to pull up the Facebook feed at the same time. That's my bad.
Oh,
I wanted to see who was talking. You know what?
I want to see, what do you think would fight harder, a 50-pound channel or a 50-pound wiper?
Okay.
Ooh,
well, first off, a 50-pound channel doesn't exist, so there's that.
It did at Santee.
yeah, the world record's like 56.
Yeah,
What, from like 1908 or something?
Yeah,
1950.
Not on a limb line.
No, we caught them right around
rounded.
in Santee.
It will never get broken. I will stand
Right.
here.
For sure. No, I mean,
But
well, okay, so here's the
hypotheticals
thing.
here.
So you have a 50-pound channel on because they're rolling up like 10 yards of your freaking line, just rolling. Whereas wipers are taking 50 yards from you because they're running this way. The channels are just, I caught one today. I caught the first channel of the year today. First sheephead last week, first drum.
Well, I've noticed that like really, really, really big channels don't roll as much.
And
That is true. I've caught some big channels like on purpose because I knew that they were channels, like on artificials, like live scoping them. And from deep water, especially, yeah, it's like when you watch them on live scope, you can see their head almost doing walleye type things where they're not rolling. What are you doing, Spencer?
I'm calling me. I have something to say.
Oh, sorry.
You wait your turn. Shut up.
You caught
this.
you caught a channel cat when the water was like 36 degrees.
I did.
They do not fight the same. Like
No.
a cold water channel rolls like a propeller. A channel cat out of 70-degree water or warmer runs.
Okay.
So it begs the question, what do you think would fight harder, a 50-pound channel or a 50-pound wiper?
A wiper.
I'm going to say 50-pound wiper for sure.
Really?
I want to defend the channel. It's close.
Also, depending on the time of year, like cold water, totally different story. Warm water, a wiper. I mean, you might have to follow him around with the trolling motor type of thing. You know what I mean? I feel like there's like several different variables to that question. It's not as black and white as everyone would like it to be. I don't know.
I know there's been several times I've hooked hybrid stripers and I fight it, and then I land it. And when I see the size of the fish, I'm like, I thought you would have been a lot bigger. And I've never thought that with channel cats.
I would say a 5-pound wiper probably fights harder than a 10 to 12-pound channel cat.
It's true.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
When a 5-pound wiper hits your lure, your reel just goes.
They're gone.
I caught a 5-pound wiper like 3 weeks ago, and it did not rip any line. But then again, it's cold water.
Oh, you had a 120-pound braid with 40-pound drag.
I had 10-pound braid. I was walleye fishing.
He said 120.
Oh, and for anybody who's curious, a wiper is a cross between a white bass and a striped bass. Like striper, white bass, you slap them together, you get wiper. Call them hybrids, call them I've heard people, allegedly they call them sunshine bass. I've never heard anybody actually say that.
Or palmetto.
That's a terrible name.
I read it on the internet, so it has to be true.
It has to be
absolutely.
true.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got a hot take.
Okay. I thought you said you didn't do your homework. Sounds like you did.
I didn't, but I have an ADHD brain, so at any given moment I can come up with an idea.
All right, keep making it.
Most of them are not good.
But they're not good most of the time. Every once in a while, I get a good one. The more shots you take, the more chances you have. So,
what do you got?
My hot take is that I believe that the flathead world record will get broken soon.
Soon? Yeah.
Do you know where the world record was caught out of?
Wasn't it Elk Reservoir or whatever?
Elk City. And there's also a lot of controversy.
There is.
Because that fish was dead as you know what.
He snagged it in the mouth. Let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. He snagged it in the mouth.
Right. What it was already
still, that fish was DOS, dead on scene.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it was
Marshawn's in the chat. Miss Marshawn. Sorry. Spencer, I'm doing your job and I'm actually like monitoring the comments right now because I want to go back and like double back to a couple things that people have said, but I don't want to take away from what Bobby's saying right now. So
Are you worried about what people are saying about you in the comments?
no, I just feel like, as people like us who, want to engage these folks, we have to keep them here by responding to their comments.
That's something Spencer never.
Tazler's like, I'm gonna crack another bush
like 5 comments alive and actually
I'm here
respond to them.
for Wednesday beers is what I show up for.
You're talking to the guy who responds to almost every YouTube comment. Like,
yeah, but the Facebook ones, he's like, yeah.
Hey, I only got so much
come
time.
in so fast that it's hard to catch them all.
No, yeah. You should just hire Ryan.
That requires much. Like, you can't hire someone and not pay them. So.
No, fuck, dude. I'm gonna hire Ryan to remove like the raccoons from under my deck. You know what I mean?
I can do that. I'm more qualified for that job than Spencer's job.
He's the guy, dude. I know Tazler is my guy. Like, if I need pest removal, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more for y'all, and I'm gonna die on this hill, and I know I'm gonna get chewed apart by a bunch of catfishermen. Daytime fishing is better than nighttime fishing. I will say it, and I will stand by it, and I will defend it.
Now, if you're talking
nighttime fishing, it takes 17 days to recover from a night fishing trip.
If you're a pussy,
not if you're Spencer Power.
I can't say what I want to say on this live, but
Spencer's like 37 going on 57 because he does that stuff every week.
Yeah, well, that's why he looks like he's 62 and about to retire. He fishes at night too much.
I feel like I have a very young face when I shave the gray off.
Okay.
No, you got to leave the gray, man. I like the gray. I keep my gray. My wife loves the gray.
I will never dye it, but I definitely look better without a beard, which
that's personal opinion. You don't look good anytime, bud.
Yeah. Say the bar wasn't very high.
That's the next paid promotion on Spencer's next video is like just for men.
I'll have this like black as night beard,
just awkward.
Enter code RC10.
You'll never go back once you have the black beard, right, Ryan?
I feel like these poor people in the chat are like, okay, why are you guys talking about dyeing your beard and your hair, not catfish?
Right,
I'm looking at the comments. Everybody is. I've only had one person agree with my statement, which I knew was going to happen.
Well, look at Bobby's over here fishing for social validation for his statement. I'll say,
Bobby, agree with me.
Go
Bobby,
ahead,
where are you from?
I'm going to follow up. If you were
right,
talking about big river or big water blue cat, then yes. If you're talking about rivers, then absolutely not.
Wait, Ryan, when did you catch your biggest blue cat ever? Was that Dave?
That was nice.
Yeah.
I caught my 87 right after you caught your 81.
Also, are you advocating
and prequel to that was a 65.
Are you advocating for or against night fishing? I'm confused.
I am advocating for night fishing, but I'm saying if you're on a reservoir, I've had better luck during the day than I have at night. But if I'm river fishing, I'll sleep all day and stay up all night because that's where the prime time's at.
I'm going to go with it just depends. Like, if you're not catching them during the day, it's because you're doing something wrong. And if you're not catching them at night, it's because you're doing something wrong. If you understand your fish, you can get them 24 hours a day.
Leave it to Spencer to find the middle ground instead of arguing.
Ooh, no,
everyone's like, oh God, I don't know what to say now.
That's the real ground. And
that is though. That's a good. Yeah, and I think also, I mean, people are bringing up a good point. The time of year too. Like,
there's some times of year where they're easier to target than others, but this is boring. We're agreeing too much. How about this one? Flatheads will only eat live bait.
That's a lie.
Brian's like, no, they only eat plastic.
I did.
Have you ever caught a flathead on live bait, Brian? Oh, he muted himself again.
He muted himself again.
Turn the hair dryer on.
Yeah. All right. I'll. Are you back?
Yeah, it says you're in the show.
Oh, okay.
Everyone can see and hear you.
Nobody tells you you're
Spencer.
out of the show.
Spencer, no, I have not. Because I only use live bait in May and June when we're pulling bottom bouncers for walleyes, like after the first couple bug hatches and stuff. It's just the proverbial channel cat every now and again. Never caught a flathead on live bait because I'm just not a live bait guy. I mean, we'll catch them on plastics in the spring and square bills in the fall. It's not anything shocking.
It's all they eat.
I mean, Josh has made half of his career on YouTube catching flatheads on
That is
square
a
bills.
fact. That is a fact.
And carp.
Nightcrawlers.
Love you, Josh.
Well, the biggest flathead Spencer has ever caught came on artificial.
Really?
That one it doesn't count.
The snagged one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I snagged it in the butthole like I was going to use it for bait.
It was a 70.
You can't even say he tried to eat it. You just
No. He said you can't even say it.
You just boofed him.
He was trying to move away from it.
Yeah, he's like, I've seen this chartreuse blackback square bill from Josh Pig Patrol 100 times.
82 times before.
Flatheads will eat live bait. I will not go night fishing for flatheads without live bait, but I will absolutely go daytime flathead fishing without live bait. I've done it the last 3 days and caught 2 flatheads.
So you don't need green sunfish all the time, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Nice.
Yep.
But they're awesome when you have them.
Yeah, I won't turn my nose up at some green sunfish. I'm pretty happy when I get them. But.
Isn't it so weird I'm talking about like flathead fishing like I actually know what I'm talking about? I'm literally just regurgitating everything I've seen or heard about flathead. Like, yeah, green sunfish. Yes,
well, that's every video of Spencer's in the spring and summer. Yes, we got ourselves some green sunfish. Yep, so we got some green sunfish here. Let's go catch some green sunfish.
I got one for you. Brian, and this will appeal to you or resonate with you very much. Wind from the east, they bite the least.
I feel like it's like water body dependent. Like the lake that I guide on can traditionally fish pretty tough with an east-northeast wind in the spring and the fall, but the wind blew from the east all day yesterday and we absolutely pounded them. So it's just like situational type of thing. But I mean, I guide full time, so I can't base my trips around wind direction. Like, oh, well, sorry guys, wind's going to blow from the east today and the barometer's high, so it looks like we should reschedule. No, it's like we're going to find fish somewhere. Can they be fussy? Yes, but I mean, I'd rather be around fish fishing fish versus not being able to find them.
Did you just say fish? Did you just say fish fishing fish?
Yeah.
Be around fish, fishing for fish.
Be around fish, fishing fish.
It's a lot more productive than fishing
because I got.
He just get bleeped out. He just went on this rant and like sounded like a rap song on the radio.
Your hair is effective.
Bullhead.
New hit single.
Yeah, I mean, I will say though, they definitely don't bite the least from the east, but I do like a west wind. It just makes me feel good. But when the wind's blowing out of the north for catfish, I'm not not as excited as I would have been otherwise. I don't know. How do you feel about that one, Ryan? I'd ask Bobby, but he doesn't fish.
A shark fish.
Well, I think, you're onto something with the body of water. If it's laying east-west versus north-south, that'll have a big difference in presentation and where it pushes the bait and things like that. But I mean, I think they're more talking about the weather patterns that are caused by wind from the east, a high barometric pressure, a change in, maybe a cold front coming in, depending on time of year. So I don't think the actual wind direction makes a difference, but the actual conditions that it causes definitely plays a part.
That's where I'm at with it. Bobby, you got to deal with wind direction for waves because you're a shark quotation mark shark fisherman.
I got a drone now.
Oh yeah, you're a soft shark fisherman.
I'm a softie now. I'm getting too old for that kayak stuff.
I'll tell you what, if drones would have been,
I just find it funny that Brian's mic, he's just talking.
Oh, it's backwards. God dang it. I should have wrote it. I'll write it backwards.
It's right.
I read it. It was right.
Oh, it's backwards to me then. That's weird.
Well, that's because you're backwards in everything.
That's true.
I don't know if that's an insult or not, but it sounded better in my head.
Yeah. You're smarter when you don't say anything.
I know.
I've heard that before.
All right. Now we have an echo. Brian.
Sorry. It's been a while.
I'll make an argument shark fishing is better than catfishing.
Okay. Wait, Bobby 1, Spencer 0. I don't know where Bobby scored his point.
Let's go! Let's go, Jim!
Bobby got his social validation he's been fishing for this whole time, so I'm happy for you.
I'm a fisherman. What can I say?
Bobby, I promise you I don't have enough line to reach a shark from here. So I completely disagree.
The drone would...
You're not trying hard enough.
The drone would run out of battery before it got to the ocean.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. And trying to reel that shark in over the mountain would be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Saying.
How about this? If bluegills got 25 pounds, they'd be the hardest fighting fish there is.
Disagree.
All right.
If they got 12 inches, they'd be the hardest fighting fish.
Do you think pound for pound bluegill fights harder than a hybrid?
I mean, I feel like they're about the same, just on different size levels. You know what I mean? Like
if they were you've caught 1 pound bluegills, you've caught 1 pound hybrids. Which one fights harder?
I feel like honestly, it's probably equal.
Okay.
Seriously, like they're so zippy and they do the same, circle right at the boat type of thing. I don't know.
Bobby, have you ever caught a hybrid?
I've caught one.
And then he used it as bait.
He was like 18 inches long.
Then we chopped his head off and put him on a circle hook.
I cannot confirm or deny what we did with said hybrid.
There's
look at the comments. Look, John Rogers, 100% agree. Marshawn, agree. Mike, no way, a bluegill fights harder. See, they're strong.
I disagree. I think hybrids fight harder. I think carp fight harder.
Carp?
I'm trying to play devil's advocate.
Underrated.
Yes,
fight.
Of course, a hybrid does because he's bigger, but bluegills for their size fight.
A hand-sized bluegill is no match for my 4-pound test.
Side note, since I said carp, have you ever heard somebody call a hybrid a carp in a tuxedo? Like the walleye snobs call them that around here.
Are you serious?
I'm a walleye snob, and I never called him that. I mean, there's a lot of names, not a lot of which are appropriate for this podcast, but I'm an equal opportunity enjoyer, baby. Especially when they're big.
Do you know anybody who fishes for walleyes that if they know they hook like a big flathead or a hybrid or anything that actually fights, they bust them off so they can
actually fights.
Dude, could you imagine being that much of a fishing snob that you're like, I'm gonna cut my line because I know it's a catfish. Like, I hook sturgeon in the mouth every year in Green Bay in the spring. I don't cut the line. Freaking my last one was like 72 inches long, almost 125 pounds, took me an hour to get in. And yes,
That's awesome.
after that year of catching that one, I'm like, all right, next time I hook a sturgeon, he can have my hair jig. I'm cutting it. I'm not wasting an hour of my day.
You just disproved your own point.
That's what I do, is I just talk myself in circles. It helps.
He takes a shovel and he just starts digging.
Turns out I am a walleye
digging
snob.
that hole. I think pound for pound, I think carp are one of the hardest fighting freshwater fish out there.
Without
carp
a doubt.
or buffalo. That's a sucker. I would argue that a buffalo is harder fighting than a carp.
I want to weigh in on this, but I've only caught buffalo snagging them when the water's cold, and they do fight, but it's cold water. They don't fight that great.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever caught a buffalo in the mouth. I've just snagged them.
Real story.
That used to be one of my guiding, like, you know, when the fishing was slow in like late March or early April into mid-April, we just go to the river when the buffalo are moving up to spawn and throw swim baits. I mean, I caught a 52-pound buffalo in 2020.
I've had them choke swim baits a few times, which they're supposed to be like bug eaters and eat little stuff. And I caught a 20 or 25 pounder, and he had a 5-inch big hammer swim bait in the back of his throat.
That's what I'm saying. I just watched the video on my YouTube channel literally earlier today, that 52 in 3 feet of water, a 4-inch swim bait with a 1/2 ounce jig head. Like, they'll eat anything. But to go back to the comments, there was one that I saw. Patrick Davis said buffalo give up before carp. That is true. Buffalo fight really hard, but they give up faster than a common carp.
So it's like the difference between like a hammerhead shark and a Goliath grouper. The Goliath grouper is going to give you the fight of your life for about a minute, and the hammerhead's going to give you the fight of your life for about an hour and a half.
Bobby,
I'm not
relatability.
Bobby.
I was going to say, I was like, I can't relate.
Relatability is everything, and nobody knows what the hell you're talking about right now.
They ain't trying hard enough.
That can be said for most things that Bobby says. Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Well, and too, hey, relatability. If we were going to draw a parallel, okay, Tasler probably gives his girlfriend the best fight of her life for a minute, but Spencer might give his wife
for a minute and 5 seconds.
Well,
I was going to say an hour.
Obviously, until it works, because he just had a kid.
Yeah.
The fight was just long enough.
It took me a second. It took me a second to realize what we were even talking about. I'm like, Ryan, you fight your girlfriend?
Oh, you know what I meant. I just wasn't going to say the words.
We just pencil that in for Sunday fun.
A snuggle struggle.
Got to put it on the schedule.
We learning today.
Moving on.
Google Calendar.
Moving on.
Brutal, dude. Sorry.
All right, here's a contradictory one, possibly. Is patience a good thing in fishing?
Ooh,
I don't have it.
Good one.
It will destroy your tournament if you are too patient. We've scientifically proven that a couple times.
I think it depends.
You wear the pants?
Well, it depends on like the body of water and style. Like in the smaller waters where you're bouncing around more, then yeah, patience is going to kill you. But if you're in like it bugs, you can, like, some of the most successful anglers on bug can anchor up on a fish for 4 or 5 hours, and then that fish finally bites and they win the tournament.
That's because you have tournaments where you only weigh in one fish.
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you're in a 5-fish stringer, you can't waste 4 hours on one fish.
Yeah, but if that one fish is 141 pounds like Dale did, you still win in a 2-fish tournament.
But he only won that one time, right?
He won the Ice Bowl, I think two or three times, and then hit second a couple times too.
So he's doing well in 1-fish tournaments.
Yeah, he also they banned him from a couple of 2-fish tournaments because he was winning too much, and people got
They're
mad.
putting weights in fish.
That sounds like bullshit to me, but
it got to the point where they messed with his trailer. Like,
that sounds like a questionable tournament making questionable decisions.
I don't think they will tell you at the end.
It was the people fishing the tournament that did it.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. The weights in fish is a thing again.
Yes. Moved into the
in bass fishing.
You didn't hear about that?
Bass world.
Dude, the guy all right, so some dude in Texas put weights in fish, like bullet weights in an unders tournament on Lake Fork, and he's facing 10 years in prison.
Is it not felonious because of the entry or the winnings?
I've
Just
never
like
heard
the Lake
the word,
Erie guys with the walleyes.
I've never heard the word felonious, and I'm going to use it every chance I can.
You're welcome.
Are you proud of that word, Spencer?
I didn't even know. I'm excited about it. I didn't know it existed until now. But
Jeffrey Mooring said he was a guide too.
Yeah, that's messed up. I mean, I think he should get. I think he should get the book thrown at him myself. It's just funny because nothing happened to those guys in Wisconsin, but you screw up in Texas.
Don't throw my state. That was Ohio, Lake Erie, guys, not Wisconsin.
Sorry, whatever. So nothing happened in Ohio, but in Texas.
I thought they got arrested.
No, yeah, they did. They faced charges, but here's the funny thing about those guys. They were both lifelong criminals of fraud. Like a month or two after that weights and walleyes thing at Lake Erie, the main guy, I forget his name, got busted at like a frickin' Dave & Buster's or something for trying to pass $100 counterfeit bills with his 18-year-old son.
Bro, Dave & Buster's is wild.
Dude, I know.
That's something Spencer would do.
I don't even know what Dave & Buster's is.
It's like a... Are you serious? Did you grow up under a rock?
I grew up on
Iowa. You don't have shit like that.
Yeah, like...
It's like an adult Chuck E. Cheese. It's got games and food.
With beer and shit, yeah.
Where's my light?
That sounds all right. The first time I ever went to the movie theaters and they served beer, that was definitely majorly enhanced the movie going experience.
Yeah, for sure. Until I had to pee.
Bobby looks like he's hunting ghosts. Everybody ever seen those ghost hunting videos? That's what Bobby just looked like.
He did.
What is Bobby doing? Bobby, what are you getting out of that pantry there, buddy? You getting some ramen?
I'm making me a sandwich.
Dude, this is crazy.
That's not what I'm looking for.
All right, so we were talking about fishing, I think.
At some point we were.
Spencer's like, why did I have Brian on tonight?
All right, Bobby, if you had zero bait right now and was going to go fishing, what would you grab out of your kitchen to take for you with bait?
Ham.
Bullshit.
What the fuck are you going to catch with ham?
You're taking bread.
That's fair. Okay.
Sandwich, right
but ham. No, actually, I lied. Chicken.
Oh, chicken and Kool-Aid, the Josh Pig Patrol special.
What a pull.
There you go.
Listen, I will hate on the chicken technique, but the world record came on chicken, so I can only hate so much.
Have you ever caught a fish on chicken, Bob?
I have. It wasn't very big.
Well,
I think I've caught 2 or 3 blue cats on chicken, and they might combined weigh 15 pounds.
I don't know if I've never caught fish on chicken. I've used it 3 different trips.
Really?
Never caught a fish on chicken.
It's a good YouTube thumbnail. I know that much. If you're Josh.
For me. Not for me.
No.
Well, I think it also depends on the time of year and body of water too.
Have we confirmed if patience is a good thing for fishing or not?
Nighttime, yes. Daytime, no.
Okay. So I'll weigh in, but I saw a comment that was good too for you guys, the catfish guys. Like for me, no. Guide trips, patience, I don't have it. I want to run and gun, find the fish, get it done what we have to get done. But no one cares about that. But there was a guy that mentioned, do you have patience when you're bumping?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
I've never actually gone bumping, so I can't weigh in on this.
I can't focus because there's like this beeping noise from Bobby. Like, I don't know what's going on.
It's my microwave!
Why are you yelling?
Bobby, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me.
If I didn't know Bobby better, I'd say he's a pothead because he's always got to have a snack.
Right.
If I didn't know Bobby better, I'd say he's definitely not married.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
All right, so back to the bumping. I mean, it just depends because like you're moving.
You have to have patience for that.
You don't like.
Well, but you know you're working the right structure, but you have to be moving and just like, are you actually looking at down imaging or side imaging? Well, that wouldn't make sense when you're bumping right back behind the boat. Are you like, okay, well, I just saw one on 2D sonar, saw a big arch. So here we are, like, especially tournament wise, like, oh, yep, we know she's here, like on the backside of this wing dam or dike or whatever.
The way to do it is to run through with your graphs and stuff before you start bumping. So if you see fish spread out over a large area, you fish a large area. If they're constricted to a small area and you walk a bait through there and don't get bit, if there's a pile or you feel really good about it, you run back through again, maybe on a slightly different line. So it's just situational, you know, or if you just like, if I get a vibe, like this ain't working, I move, but I'm more likely to walk baits in areas where I see fish scattered and then anchor on areas where I see fish concentrated. So,
and that's where I feel like guys like us that fish full time, you just like, as far as the patience question goes, you just like, you have the fishy feeling, you don't have the fishy feeling, or you're starting to lose that fishy feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what, like, that patience argument is like, okay, there's some factors to it because guys like us that, like I said, fish full time, there's that, we just have that little just little inkling, just like, gotta stay, or just, nope, I'm not feeling it, we gotta go.
That changes per client too, you know, kind of their attitude and patience.
Now, would you alter that statement for bank fishermen that maybe don't have, it's not as easy just to up and go?
I'm less patient on the bank than I am on my boat.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
If it ain't going, I'm moving.
Pack light and keep walking. Just keep walking.
See, I have way more. I just accept my fate at one spot when I bank fish.
And that's why you started
on that hill.
I knew that was coming. I knew as soon as I said that, I said,
Bobby does not leave a bank spot until 12 pounds of dog food has been dispersed.
Is that what he does? Chumming, like with the bucket,
there is
or
a
with
spot that I catch channel cats on dog food on top water.
Or waiting for the fish feeder to go off at 1 p.m.
I am the fish feeder.
I've seen you attract some ducks. I have seen that.
Listen, we're not even getting started on those ducks, okay? I hope they all get turned into.
All right. This is an inside joke. Nobody gives a shit, so we're gonna move on.
Well, everybody knows.
No, nobody knows. How about this one, Ryan? Catfish will eat anything that's dead and stinky.
Ooh.
Some will. There's definitely the dead and stinky that is more productive than others.
The channel cat.
But I have an uncle who was a catfish king. When nobody else would catch him, he could catch them on soured clams. He'd go out and catch clams, put them in a glass jar, put them in a black plastic bag, and let them sit for 7 days. Like you could smell his truck pulling in the driveway. And he could catch some channel cat.
These are only things that you hear from cat fishermen from the Mid-South say.
Well, it's the same thing with like chicken liver.
Brian, if that jar of soured clams tipped over in your boat, do you think you'd have a heart attack?
You just sell the boat.
I mean, I would just hire someone to come light the fucker on fire.
You just sell the boat. There's no getting rid of that smell.
On the aqua traction, man? Come on. It would probably melt through the aqua traction.
What smells worse? What smells worse, that or that stink bait, dip bait stuff?
Oh, there's no comparison. I would brush my teeth with dip bait versus.
I just actually thought that's what you guys did as cat fishermen. That's like,
hey! And I thought you walleye guys just stuffed weights in fish's guts.
That's right. Yep, that's how I do all my business too. I just like Photoshop all my fish. Like the guy yesterday that said I was actually holding a mount. Like he thought because the walleye's fins were so perky and starched up, he was legitimately saying that I was holding a mount. Spencer, you probably saw it. I posted on my story. It was, well, these comments that I get from people on my Facebook page get dumber and dumber all day. There's not one brain cell.
It sounds like me. It sounds like my life. I get dumber and dumber every day.
I feel like you get.
Well, you're making a Nutella and ham sandwich, and there are a lot of comments.
Peanut butter. It's Nutella and peanut butter.
That's also
Bobby. Like, is it past your bedtime? Because like you started pretty good, and then you just fell apart.
Now he's gonna eat chips.
He took a gummy like an hour and a half ago, and now it's finally kicked in for this.
I think so, man. Like.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Bobby, did you say you fish Bugs Island a lot?
I do.
Do you know Adam Cook?
Bobby, you need to quit your chips on the podcast.
Oh, let's go. I love Adam, dude. I had Adam on my podcast. I love that guy. We talk like every week.
Yeah. He's a great angler. He's a great angler. He's a great
way
angler.
better than Bobby.
We can let that go. I just had it. I
will agree with that every day of the week.
Bobby mentioned Bugs Island, so I'm like, okay, I have to mention if he knows Adam. Now we can move on, Spencer. Sorry.
I'm surprised Bobby's only mentioned Bug Island once.
I haven't been fishing bugs a lot lately. I've been fishing the James and shark fishing. Ain't no fishing bugs.
Yeah, relatability.
Always.
How big, real quick, before we move on?
Time out.
Spencer's timing out.
Bobby.
My bad. Sorry,
we're
Spencer.
on a damn podcast. You can't eat chips.
I'm going to put this over here so you don't hear it.
Put the chips away or turn off the volume. That's the option.
I'm going to mute myself.
The adults have to step in here.
God damn it, Bobby. God damn it, Bobby.
Went in the corner and kind of threw a tantrum.
Look at that beautiful mount he's got above his bed.
Yeah, looks like a largemouth. Nice. Classic.
Yeah,
this guy's got a largemouth mount above his bed.
All right. Here's this one. What's too close in fishing? Like,
don't start with me.
all right, go ahead, Ryan.
Well, I'm going to start with ice fishing because ice fishing around here is horrible with people butting up to you. Especially, I mean, you don't have to be catching fish. If you're having fun and making a little noise, everybody thinks you are on them and they just swarm. So ice fishing, I'd say, 100 foot probably. Give everybody room to have fun. But I always have a saying when I'm fishing in an urban area close to us. If I can smell the weed of the guy beside me, I'm way too close to it. I gotta go. And not because he's too close, but the fish aren't there. Because they're all stacked up together and the fish are going to push to the next bend. So I'm out. That's always, you sit there and you're like, Bobby's up there. I gotta go.
I was gonna say, can you smell Bobby's from the East Coast?
That ain't Bobby.
He's got oh my God, he's got a glass of milk too. I can't. He's got a glass of milk.
I just muted Bobby.
Where's the Nesquik, Bobby?
His mouth was so full of Nutella, I couldn't understand what he was saying anyway.
I'm gonna leave this daggum thing.
Oh, Bobby, come on, Bobby.
Bobby's gonna go throw a tantrum.
Does this happen all the time? By the
Yeah.
way, like when Bobby's on.
All right, I'll quit.
He always eats for sure.
Did you want to pass the question to Brian?
No, or yes, that's exactly what I want.
Actually, fuck this thing. Yeah. No, I don't know. Echo Tasler. I'm the wrong person to ask because like these lakes here fish so small and the spots are so small that like inevitably it doesn't matter if people are following me or if boats follow boats. Like these people are just going to fish on top of each other. I would prefer if I can literally cast my 1/4 ounce jig in plastic and land it on your lap, you're too close. Not saying a lot with a 1/4 ounce jig.
That's
Unfortunately, I mean, but the problem is like days like today where, we've had the wind blowing for 10 days and the bite's been insane. And today was the first day where it was slick glass calm. And then all of a sudden, all the boats are converging in on fish that are in 14 to 18 feet of water. Guess what? Those fish feel your trolling motor. They feel the sonar, the live scope, everything. So it's like when I go to Green Bay and fish in a couple weeks, walleyes that are in, 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 feet of water, and there's boats everywhere. You have to physically and consciously fish away from the boats because guess what? The boat pressure is pushing those fish and spreading them out. It's like, yes, the spots are small and the fish are there, but if they're not biting, guess what? It's because there's 9 boats that are sitting within 100-yard span, which for 9 boats is a lot, size-wise. So it's different for me. Catfishing, it would be very annoying if like you pulled up to your favorite wing dam or dike or whatever that has fish on it, and then some guy just pulls up right next to you and sets out 6 set lines or whatever. I feel like that would be like way taboo. I mean, I'm sure maybe it potentially happens, but
that's a good one. Like, what about the opposite though? Because I've been guilty of this where I'll be fishing a hole on a river and there'll be like 15 bank lines lining the whole outside bend of this hole. Well, I want to fish it and there's nowhere to fish that isn't right by a bank pole. So I just fish by the bank pole.
Are you talking about bank poles or like set lines?
Those are diddy poles, like bank lines, whatever. They're a stick shoved in the bank with a baited hook and line hanging off of them.
If there's not a human there, like, and I don't obviously catfish and I don't run into this situation, but in any situation where there's like a set line or a bank line and there's not a human present, or if they're not legally marked, I mean, limb lines for sure in Kansas. If I see a limb line and it's not legally marked, guess what I do? Boop. I love nothing more than cutting bank lines. But all that was to say, if you're on the backside of a dike or whatever, or a wing dam, and there's set lines and there's no one there, I would set up appropriately to set my own lines without having to cross theirs. But if there's no one there, it's like, that's just my 2 cents.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it.
I get what you're saying though. It's like, what would you, like there's a conflict, but if there's not someone physically standing there to say like, hey man, I've got lines out, I'm going to set in the same spot, but put my lines somewhere else. If there's not anybody there to monitor what's going on, because whatever eats their bait is probably going to choke on it and die. And that's
circle hooks work. But one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't take my own bank line and stick it right next to theirs, although that would be kind of funny.
That would be really funny.
It's got your name and phone number on it, so they can see that they can call you and be like, "You're an asshole,"
Yeah, that's why most of these guys don't mark their shit.
I have been trapping, and it's perfectly legal, where I set a run for a raccoon, and I come back, and someone has set a trap on both sides of my traps.
Serious?
Yes. We had a conversation. We talked about it.
I want to do that with my name and number on it.
But
now that y'all are saying something, like I kind of do too.
There was like literally 7 runs in a row in this 1.5-mile section that he set a trap on both sides of my trap.
What was his rationale?
It's legal.
Oh.
It was in a ditch, which is public. So it's legal.
Ethical and legal are 2 different things.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he understood where I stood by the end of the conversation.
He probably
Show me your knuckles, Ryan. Are your knuckles bloody and
He
scabbed?
called the cops by the end of it. But
Did he really?
The police. What a tough guy.
He probably understood your stance on it as you were walking up to him, I guess.
Yeah, while I was waiting there, yeah. Yeah, I had to wait like 2 hours before he even pulled up. Because I usually check before sun's up. And I had to wait around till like 10 o'clock. And he finally pulled up.
I got a question for
listen
y'all.
up,
Or
I'm
I
going to give you a knuckle
statement.
sand.
I am going to make the argument that year-round gizzard shad is better than skipjack on any body of water.
I mean, you have 2 other people in here who will take shad over skipjack overall.
Really?
And shad over white bass too. Remember Spencer, like 3 years ago when we fished, like pounded wipers and white bass in the morning, and we're like, oh, we're gonna go to the river and like set lines for blue cats up shallow, and all we had were white bass, and we were surrounded by fish, and they would not touch a white bass because we didn't have shad.
Yeah,
that immediately keyed me into something that I don't do, but I can talk about now. Of like, in the spring when they're shallow, they want shad. I think that's cool. It's just one of those little nuances that I like know about now that I'm like, I have seen this where we are surrounded by fish on side imaging and they just will not. All we got were garbites.
Yeah, it's frustrating from a catfish. That's the reason catfishing will never be like mainstream and like as much as bass fishing or walleye fishing or any of that other stuff. And it's because of the bait issue where like I'm in that predicament right now where I need shad. Like I know if I had shad, I would catch twice as many fish as I have been. But shad's really hard to get. And I've went through stupid lengths to try to procure shad, and I've gotten some here, some there, but it's just been a struggle where bass fishing, walleyes, crappies, whatever, you can go to the bait shop and just buy crankbaits. You can buy your swim baits. You can buy all that. You don't have to spend hours looking for it like I am down here. So
yeah, or throwing your 6x10 net or whatever size nets. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I think it's cool. I like it though. I think it's cool. I respect it. I'm not the guy, but it's fun to continually learn about.
It turns
subtle nuances.
It turns it into a lifestyle thing. Like honestly, as far as chasing the big,
you have to have Rick Clunn, the ever famous bass fisherman, this last year said he calls it full immersion. Like for you guys, you're like fully immersed in
You can
the
smell
catfish
it.
world. I know. Well, Spencer, obviously you fish for, when you're back in Iowa, walleyes or whatever. But like for catfish guys, it's like you are fully immersed in the lifestyle, like you said, Spencer. So
Yeah,
That's
I think it's cool.
Well,
I mean, everything you do has a purpose. It may not be the actual fishing, but every box you got to check that day has a purpose to get to that one goal.
yeah.
Right. And you may not catch them. And poor Bobby's like, I just want to talk about sharks, man. Let me talk about sharks.
Spencer said he wanted controversial. I'm not trying to be mainstream with everybody. I'm trying to be outside the box here.
I'm not looking for controversy. I'm just looking for people who are willing to voice their opinions, and that's why I am. Why I got you guys on here, because I know you'll share what you think, and I appreciate that.
I knew it wasn't for my looks.
Correct.
Or my brains.
So before we get off sharks, how big was that sandy that you caught, Bob?
It was probably right at 8.
8 foot.
Right at probably 7'10" or something like that, if I had to guess.
A sandbar or a sand tiger?
Sand tiger.
Another fish that fights like a wet paper towel.
That is the definition of fighting like a wet sock.
Like a big snaggletooth fish that fights like a wet towel, just like
my buddy Bob did not know he had a fish at all until that fish was about 15 yards from the beach.
This is a good question. Spin off of the sharks. Is there a point in your fishing career, quotation marks, career, where you have to choose what style of fishing you're going to focus on?
Ooh.
Like species or style for that species?
I don't know. Take it however way you want.
I don't think so. I think the conditions.
Oh, Deadeye Life Outdoors. That's his question. So maybe he can elaborate or zero in that question. But
I say take it whatever direction you want. And if he wants to elaborate, he can.
I'd say conditions determine what type of fishing you do more than, you're chosen. Sometimes if you're not bumping, you're not catching. Sometimes if you're not set up in, like walleye guys, if you're not 8 to 10 foot of water, you're not going to catch a walleye. It depends on what the fish are telling you more than what your preference is. I want to cast out a line, sit back, drink a beer, eat some Nutella sandwiches. But sometimes you can't
now we're talking.
Sometimes you can't do that to catch fish. Sometimes you can't help.
Yeah. I'm going to take it in a different direction. I'm going to take it in a species direction. Like, I grew up bass fishing and then developed a knack for catfishing, and I just ran with that. Like, I didn't bass fish, hardly at all. The only fish I had the desire to target were catfish. And I think if you want to be good at I guess, quote, it like in that elite company, which I say that lightly, if you want to be one of the best at targeting that species, then at some point, yes, like that has to be your focus in learning the ins and outs and being consistent at targeting that one species year round.
Right.
But that's the direction I would take it.
That plays for sure if you are pigeonholing yourself into one species.
Right.
Where like for me, the multi-species guide or whatever, I just follow the bites. Like crappies here, like crappies interest me this much, like exactly this much. But it keeps me gainfully employed in January and February when there are no other game fish bites. But as soon as the game fish show up, I'm onto the hybrids, pre-spawn walleyes, then post-spawn walleyes, and still the wipers, and then summer, like whatever bites. And I just like follow the patterns. But yeah, I mean, for like to that question, your style of fishing, like for me, I'm the artificial bait live scope guy, casting, vertical jigging type of thing, trolling when we have to. I wouldn't, necessarily pigeonhole myself into one species, but as far as style goes, artificial. Like I'm the artificial guy. Like guys go buy 2 or 3 dozen minnows or chubs or suckers or sucker minnows or whatever the fuck. But that's just not, I do it when it's applicable, but I know I can still get bit on artificial. So
is a sucker minnow actually
you realize that at times that's a much better way to go than your artificials. So you'll switch over and do that.
Right. I mean, but again, I'm never going to be like, oh, the wipers are inactive, so I'm going to pull out my cast net and go try and spend an hour and a half finding shad to get shad, which again, I'm not that guy. I'm just situationally like, oh, I don't own a cast net, but I'm going to go get one, find shad, and then go set up over those same fish that are already full that I'm going to put shad in front of them. They still don't want to eat. I'm more confident in the artificial reaction bite for fish like a hybrid who are psychos, and you can piss them off enough to eat. And maybe walleyes too. But again, it's just, I would say to answer the question, it's more of just not species wise, but situationally, style of fishing. Like I'm the artificial guy, but I will adapt to do whatever. I don't even know if that makes sense. I've already rambled too much. Spencer, stop me. Answer it. Go, Spencer.
It makes sense to me, man. Like, and what you're just saying is you'd lean on what you're confident in. So, and like,
that's all we have is confidence.
For me, if I'm on a river and I can't get shit to bite and it's warm, I'm gonna start walking a bait because like I can more often than not I can catch a fish walking a bait than not, and that just becomes.
Are you talking about bumping,
walking a bait? Yeah, same thing, different name. But if I can't get them anchoring, they're spread out, or maybe they're not spread out, or maybe they're not biting for a million other reasons that I don't know and doesn't matter. If I walk a bait, I can find something that's going to eat it. My bait will.
If they don't, at least you check all the boxes in the meantime. Like, well, I did it all, and there's not doing it.
My point that I'm getting at is I probably could catch them anchoring, and somebody else in a different boat or on the bank would get them still fishing, but I'm confident in walking a bait, so I go walk a bait. Like, case in point, today the only fish I caught was walking a bait. 2 days ago, the only fish I caught was walking a bait. The day before that, 2 of the 3 fish I caught were walking a bait. There was another buddy on the river. He caught fish on anchor. So,
that's cool. So, are you talking down south?
Yeah,
walking a bit. That's cool that you can do. I always assumed, or I always thought of bumping or walking a bait like the summertime thing, like here, like on the Missouri. Like, oh, it's June, July, or August, or whatever. Like, oh, July is like the walking bait bite. But it's fun to see other guys. I think they're like, oh, we're so pigeonholed into like having to like anchor and set a spread on the backside of a wing dam or whatever, where you could, even in cold water, potentially still slowly walk a bait. No,
I mean, you see it in walleye fishing, crappie fishing, all that other stuff where people speak about something in truth because that's what they're told, and they haven't went out and tested it. Like, walking baits only works when the water's hot. Well, have you tried it? Like, given its due diligence when the water's 45?
Sure.
I have, and I've caught a good amount of fish when the water's 45 degrees walking a bait. Now, is it the best way to do it? Like, that's the other thing. People also go the opposite direction. They're like, oh, you can catch fish dragging baits when it's 40-degree water. But is that the best way to do it? Just because you can doesn't mean it's the best. And that's one thing that I've learned in fishing tournaments is, okay, if you go out and you exist in your own little world and you're catching fish doing this way, and then you take it to a tournament setting, and then you get your teeth kicked in by these other guys who are actually good at catching fish, you learn like, okay, well, maybe what you thought you knew does work, but it doesn't work as well as this other technique.
Well, and I think also, I mean, that also begs the question, are they always biting somewhere on that body of water?
Yes, always.
That's what I always say. There's always biting fish somewhere.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's necessarily such thing as like a slow day for that body of water?
Yes, but you
it was a slow day for you, but it not necessarily like that body of water was not producing overall today.
I mean, look at tournaments. Someone always finds them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Christian said, Tassler and Wynn look like you're keeping them up past their bedtime.
I know I'm keeping Bob up past his bedtime.
This is what Tassler always looks like on these podcasts, though. He's sitting in that chair.
This is what he looks like in person,
low,
too.
and he's just like,
This is what I bring to the table, boys.
Right there.
I love it. I watch these podcasts regularly, so.
No, I've been rolling hard since 6 o'clock. So
I've been rolling hard since 2:30.
Beavers. He's got to trap himself a beaver for $100.
What's your
Bobby,
favorite thing to what?
That's why I never say anything like what Ryan just did, because there's always that one-upping asshole out there. Like, I ran a mile. Well, I ran 10 miles. I woke up at 6. Well, I woke up at 11 p.m. You know?
yeah, but I actually worked.
Dang!
Bobby's fingers are so tired from running that keyboard.
Oh,
all right. How about this one? Let's dive back into the fishing. All right. Why do fish bite on lures that look nothing like anything in the water?
Chartreuse is a prime example.
Yeah, like they're eating shit that's chartreuse.
What the hell would you hit chartreuse?
Or fuzzy dice.
Well, okay. So first off, the color situation, I've delved into this more than I probably should in the last 2 years of things that I have the available brain space for. It's more of just what the fish can see in the water column based on the depth. So there's a chart. I think I've posted it once before, but it literally, I mean, it could be complete BS because fisheries biologists could tell me anything and I'd be like, okay, Daddy, thank you for that. I believe you. But
I mean, they got the data in your defense.
It's true. But yeah, I mean, I feel like just based on the water body, like clear water, like on Green Bay, gold is huge. Gold is huge. I don't understand why the water is crystal clear, but gold down here in Kansas for me doesn't really play as much. It's more like if it's white or chartreuse, they're going to see it, especially a wiper and a white bass. Like find me a wiper or a white bass that is color picky when they're biting or even when they're not biting. It's like,
as long as you have
right. But what was the other part of the question, Spencer? I had a response for that part too, but now I just don't remember it.
Baits that don't look like anything in the water.
Yeah.
Vibration.
I mean, they see plenty of bait fish as it is. So I feel like for me, we're very fortunate, like in this part of the year or this part of the country where the water's stained and they just can't get a good look at it. They just see the profile type of thing keep drawing the parallel to Green Bay because of clear water. Like when you're on a smallmouth or walleye bite where they're eating gobies, it probably has to look and move like a goby, where you can't throw white or chartreuse drastic plastic out to a fish. Shameless plug.
Hell yeah, you can.
Au natural, maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Go, hey, everyone, drastic plastics, go to the website, discount code Spencer69. But yeah, no, I mean, it's got to be like a brown or, some sort of goby type of color because the water is so clear. So I think for us in the dirty water stuff, it's not so much like that the walleyes are looking at it and it's like, oh, that's a gizzard shad. It's more of just the profile and the water displacement versus color sometimes.
I agree. I don't think color matters that much. Yeah,
we gotta ask Bobby. Bobby, what do you think?
Bobby's busy. He's been busy texting.
Bobby's on Tinder right now.
I'm trying to look up some facts here.
Yeah, Bobby's on Tinder.
I don't have a leg to stand on in this because I don't fish for.
Talk to me about the shark. Talk to me about a hammerhead.
Oh, the hardest fighting fish, pound for pound.
They have.
That's not what we asked.
They have stimuli of Lorenzini, so they can detect electromagnetic fields from living organisms.
What he said.
Yeah.
Or zooplankton. Zooplankton. That's the fuzzy dice. Oh, that's what I was going to mention, Spencer. The fuzzy dice. They say that is like a zooplankton or zooplankton or whatever you want to say. It's like some sort of just like little,
but like a big
jellyfish organism.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't buy it. I think you're right. I think it's all water displacement, and you can watch a fish. Like, think of times where you've seen, you're walking the bank or whatever, and you see a bass, and you're just like, there's a bass in a pond or whatever. And then you see little minnows swimming around the bass, and the bass doesn't care. And then you throw a lure in front of it, and then suddenly it gets active and chases your lure. What is that lure?
What the hell is that? I gotta eat
vibration.
Maybe. I don't know. It was a shitty question, I guess.
But with bass, it's different because they like the difference between largemouth and smallmouth. Smallmouth are sight feeders. Their lateral line plays very little into why they eat or how they track their food. Where largemouth, it's less sight based versus it's more their lateral line. So water displacement means more to a largemouth than it does a smallmouth, where a smallmouth can feed and see a bait from 50 feet away in clear water. Do
the smallies eat the fuzzy dice too, or is that just a largemouth thing?
Don't ask me, because I will never have. Yes, they do. Obviously, the Japanese guys are the ones that pioneered this technology, or not technology, whatever. But I just obviously the fuzzy dice doesn't have water displacement. It's just like some little jellyfish zooplankton, just like bloop, 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 and a smallmouth is like, oh, I've never seen that before, and then he's like, I gotta eat it. Then all of a sudden, Tazler's tail hooking a smallmouth for a big flathead in the Iowa River, or doing a catch and cook. I don't know.
I'll eat a smallmouth.
I know you will. No,
but I wouldn't use one for bait. And you could legally do it in Iowa and Kansas.
And North Carolina.
15 or 18 inches in Iowa.
12.
12.
Perfect. But I won't do it.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, it depends on
it.
I want to eat it.
There's a few places that I think it's 15, but I think statewide bass minimum length is 12. Don't quote me on that. It might be 15.
I thought it was 15. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Great. Maybe. Yeah, now everyone's on their way to Red Rock to catch some smallmouth and then use them in the river for
if they're going there for smallies, they're going to be very disappointed.
Or whatever. I'm just it's like my proverbial Iowa.
One smallmouth.
I got a fun fact for y'all.
Okay.
I needed to get my facts right before I said it. That's what I've been trying to look up.
Okay.
You went on the Google, I reckon.
I did. I daggum sure did.
Done Googled it.
Did you know that there is a lake record largemouth bass in Texas? Double digit, mind you. And it was caught on a McDonald's chicken nugget.
That's awesome.
Certified lake record, 10.802 pounds on a McDonald's chicken nugget.
It took you 15 minutes to Google that?
Well, I was looking up state record.
Okay.
Consider the source.
And because I could have sworn it was a state record, and I didn't want to be like, hey, it was a state record caught unless I knew what state it was. And then I scrolled down long enough and searched enough, and it was a lake record. So not as impressive, but it's still a double-digit largemouth on a McDonald's chicken nugget.
And to be fair, a 10-pound bass in Texas, is that where it was?
It's still a 10
Yes, it was. That's more like a 16-inch crappie anywhere else.
A 10-pound bass is a 10-pound bass. Think of it like a 10-pound bass is a 50-pound flathead. That's special no matter where you go. There's or a 10-pound bass is like a 10-pound walleye. There's places you go where they're more common, but they're still special everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just thought the McDonald's chicken nugget was kind of cool.
It's neat. I got to pee, so I'm gonna get a tangent going from Brian.
Yeah. I've actually got to jump off here. I got to be up at 2:30, and I don't want to fall asleep on live again and just be boring.
All right. See you, Bob.
I appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Bob.
See ya.
All right. I'm going to go pee. Live scope is cheating, Brian.
Man, I need another drink too. Live scope is cheating. Well, guess what? It's not. And
It's
whoever
amazing.
thinks what?
It's amazing. I'll give it
Yeah,
that.
it's amazing. It's very fascinating. It's another educational tool. If there was a button on live scope that was like, oh, here, boom, fish bites, then it's cheating. It will put you around the fish. The rest is up to you. And if you can't catch them, then you suck or they're not biting. And that's all there is to it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I literally don't. I'm so, well, Spencer got me on one right now because I post on my business page daily of either videos or obviously fish caught. And there are people that are just love to, like boomers that love to create drama that are like, oh, you forgot to thank live scope. You forgot to thank live scope. Well, guess what? MFer, I caught all these fish before live scope even came out. I didn't get live scope for 2 years, and I guided for 5 or 6 years before live scope. And guess what? I'm on my 11th year now, and we're doing just fine. But it's so fascinating. It teaches you so much about the species of the fish that you're looking at, how to fish for said species, and just cutting your whole entire fishing day in half. Like for me as a guide, it's like we run 4 or 5 hour trips in the morning. Live scope's going to tell you whether you're around fish or not. Just like today, we had a great morning window. Bite window is great. After like 10 o'clock, we're talking like baked glass, calm conditions, post frontal, high barometer, blah, blah, blah. Insert excuse here. We're still around fish. And guess what? They're not biting. Move to the next spot. Fish there, not biting too. Too fucking bad. Guess what? We're right there. It doesn't matter. Like their live scope is not going to make the fish bite, but at least you know that you're fishing fish. And even when they're not biting, it's just like the proverbial guide saying like, oh, you learned more on the tough days. Well, you learn more on the tough days with live scope. Adjust your presentation, change the color, change the size of the jig head, blah, 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 blah. If they just still don't bite, at least you know you were fishing fish the whole time versus just being out in space land in the abyss or on structure with traditional sonar and just like, or lining up like, oh, well, Billy Bob back in 1908 said, right, this cedar tree right here and this cell tower right here, the spot is right here. Guess what? You're still not catching them. Well, too bad. Well, with live scope, at least you're watching those fish not engage with your bait or engaging with your bait and they don't like something. And that's all there is to it. So now Spencer's back and he probably got what he wanted with that answer, but
oh, you nailed it.
he sees all the comments I get on my business page and what I post on my Instagram stories of just like these people that have not one brain cell in sight. And it's just like, it's so tiring. And it's like, okay, these people don't have live scope. They've never used it before, but they're still going to continually knock it. And the people, like the literal humans that are using it, which is just so buck wild to me. But
I'm a like, post, and move on guy, so I don't see too many of those. But I can only imagine. I should be a lawyer because you answered it exactly as I thought you would. So my follow-up questions, though, and to give it context, the live scope is really just an informational tool. And it allows you or me or anyone who uses it to learn how the fish respond to what we're doing and become more effective at catching them. But is there a point where technology is so helpful and beneficial that it becomes too much for fishing?
No, because lest we forget, when people talk about live scope, just raping and pillaging fisheries and, oh, it's ruining fisheries. There is only one part of that equation that ruins fisheries, and that's the human using it. I use live scope every day, 280 trips a year, just about. We release like almost 75% of what we catch. I'm not the one pillaging the fishery, but the old guys that got live scope and they come out in January and February when Helen Keller could catch a crappie, and those guys are taking limits every single day. And then the walleye bite in May and June, same thing every single day. I'm not saying I don't do the same thing from time to time, but not all my clients want to keep fish. I also have the final say in that whole situation, to where I am using this technology responsibly and not keeping these limits every single day. So when people that don't have live scope want to piss and moan about the available and legal technology, just remember that falls back on the angler, not the technology.
So that's a good point. And you did not answer my question the way that I thought you would. So maybe I won't be a lawyer. But I mean, that's just a really good thing to consider, because like you can catch all the fish you want, but if you don't kill them, who cares? You know,
exactly.
There's the resource is still there. Patrick, to answer your question, I have seen skipjack on live scope, and it's pretty fun to watch them because they're like just zipping around doing skipjack things, just having a good time.
Bro, and so, okay, again, I just saw Miss Marchand. She's been in front of my live scopes a lot, and she loves it when they just boop, like lick the bait. They don't even eat it, and you miss them or whatever. But for the catfish guys, it's like, would you rather spend 2 hours trying to get bait or 15 minutes trying to get bait with live scope down?
You know what's the biggest kick in the teeth is when you have live scope and you just look and look and look. Like you side image, you scope, you just can't find them.
And you just can't find them. Or you can.
All this damn technology.
You put your boat in, like the guys at the lake that I got on. I love seeing the catfish guys put their boat in, don't even start the engine, put the trolling motor down, go in the marina, make one throw with the cast net, put their boat on the trailer, and go straight to the river.
Yeah, I would love to.
And you've just eliminated half your day of trying to find bait and maximizing your time on the river with the bait that you just caught with live scope.
Yeah. I would love to do that, but I just can't find them down here. It's driving me a little crazy.
Well, you just put on that, triple or quadruple rig for skipjack and, cast it out there and just.
No skips down here.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
You could catch 5 gar at the same time.
You could. It's too bad
in a cast net.
It's too bad they don't make good bait. No, you can catch 5 gar at a time any which way you want. Like
as long as you have 5 hooks.
Yeah.
Well, I would just throw that cast net away if I had 5 gar on a cast net.
They're too expensive to do that, man. Like I shook at least half a dozen gar out of my cast net today, but my cast net was $250, so I'm not gonna throw that away.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That cast net better give me a you-know-what, too, for that price.
I kind of hate it, to tell you the truth.
I know.
I got that cast net because the one that I wanted was out of stock. So the next thing that had the right specs was that one.
That's a first world problem right there.
But it did not give me the you-know-what. So don't worry.
Okay, so good question for you, Spencer, since I don't really, all the flatheads we catch are definitely not with live scope. Aaron says, how hard is it to get live scope a flathead? And have you tried?
I've tried and I've successfully done it. But I haven't went out saying, I'm going to go live scope a flathead today. I've just stumbled across them and got them to bite. And then I've also watched them. Back to what you're saying about learning, we have these preconceived notions about flatheads that go a long ways back. Like they only eat live bait. No, they eat cut bait. They only come out searching for food at night. You can only catch them at night. No, you can catch them during the day. And what I've learned with live scope is how much they move around during the day. Like I've had a couple fish I've had fish come up and investigate baits on scope during the middle of the day, or seen them roaming. Like you're just out roaming. You'd see channel cat, walleye, hybrids, like just fish out doing their thing. And then this slug is slithering on the bottom, and then you catch him and you're like, holy shit, that was a flathead just out.
That's the best part about live scope right there. What you just said is seeing fish, catching it and being like, okay, that's a school of white bass, or that's a crappie, or that's a hybrid, or that's a walleye. So that's cool that you can observe them, because I see fish all the time on live scope that I'm like, that might be a flathead, or it could be a blue, or it could be a buffalo, who knows? But I'm not catching it to be like, I know that that's a flathead. So
two things.
Good.
William, appreciate the intel. I'm not in Iowa right now, so that doesn't help me too much. But
the one by the bridge.
Yeah,
is that the big bridge?
Yes, and
on the Des Moines.
Yeah. I actually was watching that migration occur before I went down south. Like I saw them in the reservoir, just like flipping around after we got that high water, and then I went up a mile upriver and caught them a mile upriver, and then I went 5 miles upriver and they weren't there. I'm like, they're going to be at the freaking dam while I'm down south. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I wish I could bring them with me and keep them fresh. But I don't see as many flatheads now because I don't have live scope on the back of my boat. And that was when I was doing more of the catfishing thing, when I had a pole on the back of my boat. But now, since I've been ripping around in a 14-foot John boat and it's been awesome, I'm going to get live scope on that, I think. And I'm just going to put a pole mount at the back of the boat because I can throw a cast net from anywhere in that boat. I can't just throw it from the front. So I can use it for bait, and then I'll also use it for catfish, messing around with catfish that way too. I'm pretty excited about that.
That's fun. Yeah, that's super fun. You could also just put one on the transom itself. So when you're ripping around on the tiller and it's on the transom, it's always in the water and you can see obviously what's coming up ahead in advance. But then you lose the ability to, pan it back and forth type of thing.
Yeah, but I want to be able to pan it. So I'll have it on a pole. It'll be close to the transom. It won't be right on the transom because the bench is in the way, but it'll probably be right in front of the bench. That way I can look, 360 degrees and use it for fishing, and then also use it for cast netting too.
I don't remember. Do you have a bow mount on there, like with spot lock on the little boat?
On my little boat, I do. Now I just added it 3 days ago. And to walk baits out of a 14-foot John boat, like I'm fishing just like I would be fishing the Missouri River or the Mississippi River in like a big expensive boat. I'm in this little piece of shit 1986 all weld 14-foot John boat, just hopping a bait downriver, catching catfish, and it's awesome.
Did you imagine that in like 5 mile an hour current on the Missouri bumping? I'm good trying to slip up current and walking a bait.
Dude, I'm absolutely gonna take that little boat on the mow. 1,000,000%.
And then hook a 90-pounder and just get towed around like downstream halfway to Texas.
Dude, I dream of it every night. It's gonna be awesome.
That's awesome. That'd be so much fun.
A 90, I hope so, but
what's on the back of that thing? Like a 25 or 40 or something?
So that's the fun thing. Right now, there is a 25 horse, 2-stroke 2006 Yamaha on it. But in 2 weeks, there will be a 60-40 Tohatsu jet on the back of it.
I was going to say, you have to. Why would you not have a jet on that one if you could get it? So that's awesome.
Ryan, I think I'm going to go with the 60 horse and not the 50 horse.
I would agree with that.
So you can have 1.5 more miles per hour.
That's probably what it'll equal. Like I've never heard a jet guy be like, "Man, I wish I would have went with the smaller motor."
But it's the same weight is the best part.
Yeah, it's the same. A 40, a 50, and a 60 horse all weigh the same. So I'll probably just get a 60 and call her good.
That's fun.
Back to the live scope before I went. The best part of it to me is my daughter went from ice fishing for 30 minutes to now she'll stay all day just watching the live scope.
100%.
So that was well worth the purchase just for that one aspect.
Because kids, like whether they bite or not, they freaking love it. And I'm talking from clients in my boat with kids, like they call it like the video game, but it keeps kids and women, like no knock to females whatsoever being on the boat, but like of all the people you would expect to not care about live scope, you would think that that would be the demographic, but they love it. And it's so fun to watch them enjoy it, even when they're not biting. Just the engagement of a fish, even when he swims up to your bait, does this, and then goes right back down. Like, still, it's just like we're all holding our breath. Then all of a sudden we're like, oh, or, oh, he's got it. Boom. Like, just the, I love that. It's so
But as
fun.
a guide, you know, you could tell them, oh, there's fish here. But until
I got 2 live scopes in the boat and side imaging, like there's fish around. We're fishing fish. And
until
if there's not fish on the screen, guess what? We're going to the next spot. Just, I don't, the debate can go all over the place, but I feel like guides get the most leeway of that argument because they're providing a service to people that are paying to be around fish, whether they are biting or not. They can watch them live in real time. Tournaments, totally different argument, because there's a lot of guys that want to argue that live imaging, forward-facing sonar should be banned from tournaments, which maybe to a point I kind of agree with. But again, it's like, did they ban side imaging when it first came out to tournaments, or GPS or mapping? No. Guys were using flashers back in the day in tournaments, and like the technology evolves and people evolve with it. You get on the bus or you get run over. I don't know.
Yes.
It's just so exhausting.
It's not an advantage if everybody has the opportunity to have it.
It's just you learning it. Like the old heads don't want to learn it, or they can't, or whatever. Okay, well, that's a them problem, not a everyone else problem. Like, too fucking bad.
And you could throw that into any stage of life. If there is a technology upgrade in tires, trucks, and the old guys don't want to, old guys don't want to follow.
Jethro loves his backup camera to back his, 3,500 diesel into a parking spot, but he hates live scope. I'm like, all right, Jethro, guess what? Get rid of your backup camera and the smartphone that you're on. Same argument. It's literally the same thing. Dumbed way down, because there's probably going to be guys in the comments that are like, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. But
I feel like it's different. Like, I get where you're going with your analogy, but it's like one is a technology that you're using that is for communication, and one is a technology you're using to take advantage of a natural resource.
Well, but again, lest we forget, the taking advantage of a natural resource is up to you, me, and Tasler.
But you're talking about strictly from harvest versus
from a harvest standpoint, for sure. But it's like I was telling Ryan when you were in the bathroom. It's like I guided for 5 years before LiveScope came out, and I made my career fishing full time before LiveScope came out. I just have, been able to put out cooler YouTube videos and engage or get more people into fishing with the readily available legal technology. Because like I said, it's different argument for guides versus tournament guys or whatever.
Well, we just got a comment that was a great point where Billy's like, I came here from a break from forward-facing drama. I thought this was a safe space.
Oh.
So let's move on. What do you think is the most underappreciated fish?
Bullheads.
Oh my God, you stole my answer. I love bullheads. I have not been able to catch bullheads in Kansas. Like that was my gateway drug to fishing. Like for most people, it's like bluegills and shit. But like in Wisconsin, we would just go to this park in Brown Deer and catch bullheads. And oh my God, it was so much fun. So good answer, Ryan. Good answer.
All right. What's your fallback answer?
Mine?
Yeah. What's your second line of underappreciated fish?
I don't really think it's underappreciated, but I mean, white bass. That's just like a really simple answer, because I don't fish for things that would be underappreciated, so to speak. Like for you, like some people would be like Cisco's or whitefish or skipjack or something, that like, or moon eye or gold eye. Like I don't have those opportunities. Like I think those are cool, underrated fish too. But I just, people that don't really fish all the time, they're just like, yeah, we go to a farm pond and we catch largemouth, channel cat, and bluegills or hybrid bluegills or whatever. When it's like, They may have never caught a white bass or been in a school of white bass where they just bite for like an hour, and then
the whole top of the water is just going.
But that's what makes this question fun, because like it's all how it relates to you. You know, like the white bass is underappreciated. Why is the white bass underappreciated?
I mean, me personally, obviously, this answer is going to differ. I think that they eat for shit. I'm just a walleye, crappie, and yellow perch guy. But pound for pound, you can't beat a white bass. And they're so stupid. Like, oh, something shiny is in their face. And like some days you could throw a cat turd on a gold Aberdeen hook from Walmart and catch those fish on a big body of water. Whereas like guys in a farm pond obviously can throw a cat turd and catch their pet fish type of thing. But I mean, we've done it together, Spencer, where like may not catch as many wipers, but if the white bass are biting, that's still a pretty good, decent day.
Yeah.
You saw me smiling the whole time reeling in them white bass.
Exactly. Well, yeah. I mean, my bar is like really high, obviously, when certain people like you are in the boat. But yeah, I mean, big spring white bass with egg weight, you can't beat it when they're like averaging 16 inches. Like some guys catch like a 14-inch white bass and are like, wow, this is a big one. Like guys from Oklahoma that are like, these sand bass. Yes. And then they come here and catch like a 16-inch or 17, like we see on this lake, like especially in the spring in March with egg weight before they go dump. That's pretty. I'm not mad at a white bass that looks like that if we're, you know, when they're mixed in with the wipers. So
I'm about to get stupid on some white bass when I get back to Iowa here in a couple weeks.
I can imagine. It's like prime time for you on the river up there, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's always sometime in April. Like you can get them in March, but the good bites sometime in April. And I'm excited. It's
going to be a little bit behind us for sure.
Yeah. No, mine is for sure drum, which you're going to hate on me for it. And I hope you do, but I love them. And
me or Ryan?
Especially big ones, man. Like a drum will fold a fishing rod like a blue cat. Like there's only two fish on this planet that will hit a rod and just double it over and rip drag like a big drum or a big blue cat. That's it. That's all it is. And they fight freaking hard. And I don't, like, some people say they're ugly. I don't even think they're ugly. I think it's cool that they have the purple shine to them. Like there ain't another fish like them. And I love that Brian's down there rolling his eyes.
No, I'm not rolling, dude. I'm just waiting. I was waiting for the right opportunity. For the last like 2 years,
Don't you dare say anything good about a drum. Like, I don't want to hear you say anything good about a drum.
I tell clients all the time
on Facebook of you drop kicking a drum back into the freaking water.
That might have been a long time ago.
I saw it. It was like
at least a week and a half.
Yeah.
Hey, if I don't have flip flops on, all bets are up. But no, Spencer, seriously, like on Green Bay, Lake Michigan, Great Lakes in general, that body of water makes the biggest sheep's head I've ever seen. And I always tell people, I say, if I catch a drum over 28 inches, I'm going to put it right there in between my walleye and my smallmouth and my wiper, crappie, and northern, right on the wall. I will have a replica done of a big purple hero on the wall.
20 inches?
28.
Oh, shit. We'll do that this year. Like, that would be no problem.
That's what everybody says, especially on the Great Lakes too. But I'm just saying, like, if I luck into one, I will not kill that drum. I will let him go, but I will have a replica, a big purple, beautiful, just dumb looking thing.
Yes, for you.
All right, let's figure it out. We're going to the Mississippi in June or July or August. We can figure out multiple different species opportunities, so we're not just targeting drums the whole time.
Just not beating the drum.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's all right. We knew you.
Well, you see.
but like to catch a 25 to 35 inch drum or bigger is,
I couldn't imagine,
dude. I got to, I might have said it on here, but it's worth retelling, where I watched a 9-year-old or 8-year-old reel in a 24-pound drum last summer, and it was
I remember you told me that, dude. I saw the picture.
freaking awesome.
Freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
That's
get
a 50-pound flathead.
Yeah, that's a 60-pound flathead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that was man, like I still get goosebumps. Dude, that rod just completely laid over, and he pulled off 20 feet of line before I even got out of my chair.
On what, shad? Like a
shad?
Or yeah, just catfishing.
Yep, we were catfishing. I was walking a bait down the middle and had one rod out each side, and one of them rods just freaking lays over, and it's just like, oh my god, it was awesome. It was awesome.
What did it measure lengthwise?
I never measured. I didn't measure the length. I would bet it was probably 34.
It had to been over 28.
It was probably 34, 35 inches would be my guess.
Dude, I'm looking at my 30.5-inch walleye on the wall and a 35-inch northern, thinking like a drum that big, and just imagine how tall that fish is, and just the gut. I remember the picture you showed me of that fish, and oh my god,
freaking barn door,
dude, barn door, baby.
The little ones get people talk shit on them, but they're always people who are just catching dinkers, because the dinkers don't fight, but
I mean, they're my proverbial crawler stealers when I'm pulling bottom bouncers for walleye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so are bluegills. So are bluegills, and people don't talk trash on them.
True.
That's the only time I've ever been disappointed catching a drum was on Erie, and I thought for sure I had a
10-pound walleye,
at least a 10-pound walleye, and it was like a 12-pound drum.
I'm telling you, it's amazing, the Great Lakes and just what they can produce, even down to a drum.
Yeah. What amazes me is people take limit and limit and limit and limit, and it's not 10 people doing it, it's tens of thousands of people doing it, and
on
it
Erie
still produces, and it still pumps them out.
Erie is the only place in the world where they want you to keep everything. There is no size limit. 10 pounders, 12, 14. There's
7
too many big walleyes in the lake. Take them out. Your limit's like what, 6 a person? I think
7.
there.
Yeah.
7.
7 per day.
Where you just see these giant walleyes on a cutting table. Like for me, I'm like, oh my god, that sucks. But the DNR says this place has too many walleyes. Take them out.
It's insane, and it's been like that for decades.
Right? Yeah, it's nothing new.
It's still getting better.
Mm-hmm. But I would just prefer to go there and catch them casting versus pulling, a 12 rod spread of crankbaits or spinner rigs. Yeah. But when on a big body of water where there's no structure and it's just a big open ocean,
it's literally like a railroad train. You just have boats.
Trolling boats.
It's just boats in a straight line. Everybody catches their limit, and then we go perch fishing, or then we go channel catfishing, or then we go. But there was the last time I was there, we did not keep a fish under 22 inches, and we had our limit by noon with 4 people on the boat. It's dumb.
I just want to go there and catch drum.
Big, take me to your finest sheephead spot.
Give me some of that goo. I want some of that goo.
I want to smell it. Oh yeah, drum in warm water. That smell. Ooh, that smell. Like I can smell it right now. It's like probably like Bobby's imaginary girlfriend.
I think the key to catching more drum while you're trolling is higher speed. It seems like if you're catching more drum than walleye and you slow down, like go from 1.5 to 1.3, then you start catching more walleye. Like the drum are slightly above the walleye.
I think it's situational. I used to tell my dad the same thing. Like when we were, pulling bottom bouncers when he was still alive on the spots here and he was catching drum, I would tell him to speed up. I'm like, if you're catching too many drum, you're going too slow because it's too close to bottom.
I've had it just opposite. I've had it when I slow it down. When I slow it down, the walleye tend to jump on more versus the drum. But
Yeah, totally just depends.
Well, I love how the drum talk went and it became a thing. Now I want to go catch some drum, but I won't get to for a little while. Actually, there are drum down here. They just don't get as big. But let's.
There's too many gar to eat them.
I don't.
Do you think gar eat drum down there?
I think they eat everything, man.
True.
They don't care. I mean,
they don't care.
Like you have short nose gar. They get this big. You have long nose gar. They get this big, and then you
Are you talking about Texas or Alabama?
Texas.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good question. And then we'll wrap it up with the last cast. If you were forced to quit fishing tomorrow, what is the last fish you'd want to catch? The last fish you ever get to pull in. All right, that was easy.
Easy.
A 50-pound flathead, because I've never caught one.
Oh man, I wish I could give you 5 of mine.
Got a 60, just never a 50.
What? Wait, that doesn't make sense. You want a 50, but you caught a 60?
Well, 50 is always the landmark. And I've never
like the 10-pound walleye landmark?
Yes.
I gotcha.
But I think I've caught 8 of them between 46 and 48 pounds. But I've never caught 50.
You have a really good problem right there, Ryan. You have a really good problem.
I understand that. There was 3 weeks in a row where I caught a 42, a 46, and a 48. And I was pissed the whole fucking time. I thought all 3 of them were 50s.
Needed the 50. Nice.
I'm gonna go big in 2 different directions. I want to catch an 82-pound flathead in Iowa.
Could you imagine what that fish looks like?
I imagine it all the time, Brian.
Like just having both hands in a fish's head that is probably 20 inches wide plus, and just,
you could have both hands and a head in that fish.
Yeah,
and Ryan's a short fucker. That tail, there would probably be like 2 foot of flathead on the ground.
Yeah,
before
Ryan I'd have to
lift it. That would never happen. That's awesome. 82 pounds.
I dream of that. And then the other one is a complete 360 from that. I've never caught a tarpon. I've hooked 3. I've never landed one.
That was going to be my question, freshwater or saltwater. Because tarpon and big bull redfish are on my list too. But
I've been kind of spoiled with the big bull reds. And I would say if I was going to go to the salt by myself without a guide or anything, and I could pick to target whatever I wanted to, it'd be bull reds. I love surf fishing for bull reds. Like they're so much fun.
Could you just go to what is like Galveston or you catch them like close to where you're at, like the Gulf area?
There's nothing close in Texas. Like
true.
He's in Texas, but he's still 12 hours.
I'm just saying, but you don't have to go to Venice, Louisiana to catch a big bull red versus where.
No, and all the big bull reds I've caught have been in Texas. But to give you perspective on things, if I drove from Des Moines, Iowa to South Padre Island, Texas, Dallas, Texas is halfway.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Everything is bigger in Texas, including the distance.
Right. But I mean, I've hooked 3 tarpon. One of them they've all been hard fighting, but one of them, the last one was between 6 and 7 foot long, like 1,000,000%, and it spooled a 4,000 size spinning reel in about 30 seconds. And
even trying to chase it down. Did you even have a chance to try and chase it down in the boat?
I mean, jump in and swim off the end of the jetty? No.
I thought you were in a boat. Okay, never mind.
You should have had the blown up unicorn on standby.
Right. But
so why an 82-pound flathead in Iowa?
It's a state record.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
81's the state record now. So if I could edge it out by a pound, I'd feel pretty, feel extra good about it. So there's not as many question marks. Like I did it, it's not up for debate. Like I got it.
Was it the Des Moines River?
All right. So we'll end with this story. The Iowa State record flathead came out of Lake Ellis, which is a small, dinky little lake south of Sheraton in southern Iowa. And there's been no documentation of stocking and flatheads in there by any federal agency. But the story goes back in like the 1920s, some good old boys went down the Missouri River to run trot lines. And then they caught a bunch of flatheads and threw them in a stock tank in the back of their Ford Model A or whatever the hell it was. And they were driving back from the Missouri River and drank too many beers on the ride, allegedly. And then because they were so drunk, they drove their truck with the stock tank with the flatheads into Lake Ellis, stocking Lake Ellis with flatheads.
With evidently
a little bucket biology.
Yeah, alcohol-induced bucket biology, which is.
I remember you told me that story. I was like, why does this sound familiar? That's funny.
If it's not true, it should be. But
so
I like it more to be true.
Flathead ever caught in Iowa?
I have no idea. The record. The record has supposedly been broke a handful of times, but not certified, allegedly, by some dudes at Scott Street or something like that. But I don't know.
Not river certified anyway.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I did. That was nice.
I that's hard for me to believe without having proof.
I agree. If the record gets broke, it'll probably get broke by some dude crappie fishing on Red Rock or Sailorville.
Yes.
That'd be my bet.
Oh, Sailorville. These are all lakes that I wish that I could fish because I know that a lot of those lakes have giant freaking walleyes in them, and they're very catchable.
I will pay you to come up and show me how.
Well, I mean, my buddy Jeff Taylor, I think that's his last name, with Backyard Bait Shop, makes swim baits up there.
Yeah.
He, yeah, every fall he catches some freaking giant ones, and I have a feeling I know kind of like where he's at, but I would love to do the same. Just, I mean, he's like live scoping him in the timber type of thing. And
well, if he's live scoping,
so shout out Jeff with Backyard Bait Shop, good swim baits and stuff.
If he's scoping them in timber, he's not doing it on Sailorville or Red Rock because there is.
Oh, for sure. I know it's not the obvious ones, but
no, that's what I. All right, I'm not paying you shit because I want you to show me how to catch.
I don't want you to pay me anything. Just, I just enjoy the company.
I just want to invite.
Yeah,
even when I'm just shuttling you back and forth from riverboat ramp to riverboat ramp.
Not anymore. I got the little jet.
Well, you can still call me anyway, and I'll take you out to lunch, and we'll just piss off.
All right, deal. All right, let's wrap this up.
Hit me with the last cast.
What do you got?
What do I got? Today was a normal Iowa day. It started out at 20 degrees, and it ended up at 52 degrees. It was this morning. I had to help a buddy out.
I got the one-upper, Ryan, just for so you know.
But I had to help a buddy out today, so I put off my job, put on the coveralls, went out, and I don't know if anybody knows what a potholer is. It's
what?
It's
never heard of it.
Potholer, they call it, or a hydrovac. But you literally take a pressure washer, and then it's got a vacuum also. So you pressure wash the dirt, and then you vacuum it out. The usefulness of this is you find like underwater gas lines and underwater like cables without hitting them with a bucket when you're excavating and ripping them out. So this is just a safe way to find stuff buried underground. So then they can excavate without destroying shit.
Excavate.
So sorry.
Grammar police over there.
Excavate.
Sorry,
Ryan. Sorry.
So it's 20 degrees this morning. I'm out there in my coveralls and muck boots, and I wish I'd have had my waders on because water and mud's flying everywhere. But then about 11 o'clock, I was stripped down to my jeans and T-shirt. And so just a normal Iowa day, which means mushrooms and catfish are on the way.
Hell yeah.
Every time I go from freezing to hot, I'm like, it's close. We're getting there.
I'll be back in time for it. I'm excited. Brian, what do you got? What do you got for your last cast?
Well, I'll tell you what, we've been very fortunate the last 12 days to have just like the classic March, March Madness, as I call it, when the wipers start to wake up and the walleyes are pre-spawn and they're all mixed together. So I went 6 days consecutively with like almost 100 plus fish days, a couple in there that were 100, like one that was between two boats, almost 500.
Wow.
And so that streak ended last Monday when I had guys out the very next Tuesday with conditions not much different than the prior days. And for the first time in 10 years, last Tuesday, goose egg.
You goose egged?
Goose egged.
Like you off 100 fish day?
You were of all the guides out there that ever existed in this world, between you being a good fisherman and the body of water that you target, I'm like, you're the guy that would never skunk.
I'm not afraid to admit it, just because it's like, okay, people at some point have to realize that I am still human. But yeah, I burned like over a half a tank of gas, which in my boat, 55-gallon tank, that's a lot of fuel. And we just could not find the fish anywhere. And it was too windy. All I was say, it was too windy to try and do the sharpshooting crappies thing, because they're not, on the brush anymore. They're just kind of scattered out in nowhere land. So, but then what do you think happened the day after and the days following?
100
fish showed back up and it was back on. But it was one day where we just went from one river arm, main lake stuff, to the other river arm, like where you and I fished, Spencer, way back, just thinking maybe they moved up into the river to dump or something, but nope. So Kansas Angling Experience had his first goose egg in a decade on a guide trip. But that's fishing, baby, right?
That is fishing.
Don't start guiding for flatheads, because you'll get a lot more of them.
Well, but that's swinging for the fences type of thing versus like, okay, can I just go find a fucking white bass somewhere?
Well,
you know what I mean? Sorry for the F word. Sorry.
That's what I get what you're saying, man. But
that's our channel cat.
Yeah, like I can say I've never been skunked on channel cats. I've caught one channel. I've had one guide trip where we've caught one channel cat, but never been skunked on those. But flatheads.
Well, okay. So here, we didn't get skunked, but when I was doing my depth live scope demonstration first thing in the morning, had my bait in front of one, schmedium wiper that bit immediately. That was the one fish in the boat, and then after that, that was it. So
that's a guide trip skunk. Like I've been. So to be more comparable to what you're talking about, I've been skunked running walleye trips in Iowa, and
most of them actually.
Not true. Not true.
Come on, man.
Two of them were skunks. One was with that. I won't go into the person, I guess, because it's somebody Ryan knows. It's awkward, but one was with him, and then one was the last walleye trip that I ever ran. I will not guide walleyes in Iowa anymore. It was an instant where I realized that just the type of like throwing a jig in plastic is not for a novice, like
especially in a river system too.
Yeah, like it requires a skill set that even if you're on the fish and the fish are biting, if you don't have the skill set, it doesn't matter. And
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I'm like the holy grail of walleye fishing, but I've just done it a few times, and I was with some guys, like I knew the fish were there, and I was like trying to show them, or I wasn't even trying to show them. I was trying to figure out a pattern, and I caught like a 25-inch walleye right in front of them, and I just felt lasers cutting through me, and I looked at them and said, "This is the last walleye trip that I'm ever going to run guiding," and I've never ran another one since, and I won't. Like, I'm not going to take somebody's money for them to watch me catch fish.
Right.
So that's
well, and that, yeah, to follow my trip up, I did not charge them. They gave me gas money, which I was thankful with, and we just rescheduled them for one of my last few fall dates. But they both fish. They both understood.
Them. I still charged them.
I can't. No, ain't no freaking way. Like, with my track record, or I don't even want to sound like that I would actually be like, please hand me $500 to have 4 hours of just a boat ride, essentially.
I mean,
because I'm guiding 6 days a week, so it's whatever.
I get what you're saying. Like, there's two ways of looking at it, but from running a business, like, expenses are expenses. And then you also have to make so much money to live, where if you took full price for that guide trip, I would knock you a bit. That's how sustainable businesses operate. Like,
that's true. But again, I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in to just be able to, like, okay, this one, let's just reschedule you guys and chalk this one up to a record, because that was definitely setting a record of like, holy shit, I can't believe that we could not find these fish anywhere.
Yeah. So, like, you literally didn't even find the fish. It's not that they didn't bite.
No, there were a couple rolling around first thing in the morning when I did the demonstration on live scope of how to catch them, and I caught one. But after that, once the sun started to come up, those fish disappeared and ghosts. That's wipers, though. Those are hybrids. You know, it's like you're a zero or you're a hero, because when they get out off of structure, they could be anywhere in the abyss of the main basin of the lake. And
if you do find them, they may be there for 38 seconds.
30 seconds. Catch one or two, and then they're already 600 yards in the other direction. But anyway, so that is my last cast, that even full-time fishing guides that do very well every day still have a pretty tough day. My tough day is like 25 to 35 or 40 fish, but that day was, I think that was my dad upstairs saying, Brian, stay humble. Okay.
Let's humble.
Just level yourself out. You've had 7 days of this crazy bite now. Here, just sit on it and stay humble.
Which is even more insane that the next day you picked right back up.
I know, which again, I'm like, oh my God, these poor guys are watching my Facebook page every day after, like, but
now you'd understand if it was a cold front or something weird, or
I had nothing to blame it on. There was no environmental conditions to blame it on. But yep. So again, we're all human. We're all fishermen, anglers. That's why they call it fishing, not catching.
Jesus.
That's my motto as a guide service.
Yeah, I gotta get it tattooed across my chest with whatever space I have left right there.
One upper, I camped down here one night. It was 38 for a low, 82 for a high.
And that's gonna be Friday. Yeah,
I went from freezing my nuts off camping to like wishing I had a tank top, and only kinda, because I'm basically a ginger. So, you know,
I was fishing barefoot by the end of the trip today, barefoot in bibs. And then on Friday and Saturday this week here in Kansas, it's supposed to be almost 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Where when I put the boat in yesterday, it was 13 degrees.
Yep.
In the morning. That's insane.
That's the weird thing too, is like between the mountains, like north to south, like you have those same crazy temperature swings. But like your ranges vary. Like Friday, it's going to be 95 down here, you know, but Monday was 45 instead. So no blizzard.
And the meteorologists are like, oh, aches and pains alert. Oh, watch out. And I'm like, yeah, no wonder I'm so freaking sore. I'm getting older now. And it's like, I'm affected by the barometric pressure in these temperature swings.
And you're affected by just being a guide. That's kind of hard on you.
Yeah.
It ages us like a dog.
So thanks for everyone who took the time to listen to us ramble on and argue and get into that. I had a lot of fun.
Big time.
You all had a lot of fun. I forgot the like and share contest, like amongst all that bullshit that we were spewing. Like, I forgot that
Sorry.
one. So we're 2 weeks. No, this will be 3 weeks in a row. The like and share contest has not amounted to anything
He didn't get you his information again?
again. So we're 0 for 2, and then I
The
forgot.
same guy won it 2 weeks in a row.
What?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Send the poor fucker some drastic plastics or something, man. Come on.
We'll figure out something.
Uh,
If you like fun, book a trip with Brian, Kansas angling experience.
Plan for next year.
plan ahead.
Yeah. And I
If
think
you
that's
don't
it.
want fun, call Tasser Guide Service.
Don't sell yourself short. I mean, if okay, or if you need a fucking beaver removed from your property, call this guy too. It's the same
If
thing.
you need something gotten, I get it.
Ryan takes over all the beavers. So no beaver safe around Ryan.
Big beaver guy. Big
big
beaver.
Big beaver guy.
All right. On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
We'll see
Spencer. Thanks, Ryan. Good to see you again, bud.
Yeah, you too, bud.
All right. See ya.